Hello and welcome to the Ulsan Munsu Stadium for match day 5 East of the AFC Champions League Elite between Ulsan and Buriram United. Beautiful, beautiful setting. And there they sit, 7th and 8th, but 3 points could make a massive difference to both sides. A huge game. Ulsan very, very good at home, and Buriram United not a good travellers. 11 degrees. A very slight breeze. Maybe, just maybe, a 70% chance of a little bit of precipitation. The fans sit in anticipation, waiting for the arrivals of the footballing gladiators, and a game that has must win and must not lose written all over it. Ulsan haven't had the greatest run of form in recent weeks. They've lost 3 of their last 5 games, including a Champions League, AFC Champions League game at Vissel Kobe by 1-0. Vissel Kobe, ahead of this week's matches, sat on top of the table. These two have met just once before in the Champions League back in the 12th of February. And Buriram triumphed over Ulsan by 2 goals to 1. Ulsan, Champions League winners in 2012 and 2020, have had a better share of the spoils, we should say, in their games so far. 2 victories, a draw, and just a defeat to Vissel Kobe. And they will be hoping that they can pick up the winning threads yet again. Champions of the K-League 22, 23 and 24. A real force to be reckoned with in Korean football in the K-League. What of the visitors? Buriram from Thailand. Well, they've not been quite so prevalent in the world of AFC Champions League, and they have had a little bit of a mixed bag. They won their very first game against JDT by 2 goals to 1. Before losing to Seoul and Melbourne City, and then getting a victory against Shanghai Port. They are a side on the up though. Last year they went an awful long way, all the way to the quarterfinals before being defeated by Al Ahly by 3 goals to 0. It was a game where they won by 2 goals to 1 in Group B, way back on the 12th of February of this year. My word, where has 2025 gone? They're in better form themselves though. In their last 5 games they have won 4, including a victory against Shanghai Port, so they will be hoping to come here, and their coach Mark Jackson will be hoping that they come here. Looking at the players that he has provided for Buriram United today, I just get a feeling that he's maybe setting up for a draw away from home. Not good travellers at all in their Champions League this year. Won both home games and lost both away games, so maybe Mark Jackson's just thinking that they want to shore up shop a bit. Filling this beautiful stadium. The music thunders out. The AFC flag carried out, not a pillow on it. Very, very still the night here in Ulsan. There's 2 both sides make their way out now. They've had the freedom and fun of the warm-up, gone through their rituals and routines. Now they cross the white line. At least they can affect some of the game, whereas their coaches may not be able to do so from the touchlines. All the best laid plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, have all been worked through. And now it's all about the bounce of the ball. A ricochet. Could be absolutely anything. You can prepare for a side coming at you with the football, but you cannot be prepared for the unexpected. That's all about human reaction. Travelling Buriram United fans making themselves aware to their side that they are here. Final preliminaries taking place now. Team news for head coach Ulsan is he's pretty by and large stuck with the side that he's used throughout the 4 previous games in this East Division of the AFC Champions League. A couple of changes really. Ayul, who scored their winner a couple of games ago. Ludvigsson on the bench as well, another one that's popped up with a goal or two, so there are threats from the bench. Our officials today all come from Kuwait. Ahmad Al Ali is our referee, assisted by Abdul Hadi Alanezi and Ahmad Abbas. Fourth official, or boardman as I like to call him, Amar Ashkanani. And monitor man, or VAR, is being run by Abdullah Arab. They all come from Kuwait. Noisy stadium. Google and Chinhan join the officials. There we are, look at that. Pretty solid looking lineup for Buriram. Etheridge has been in good form. The back four doesn't change much. Schindler's tasty, dropping down the right hand side, and the Sulj brothers make a big difference too. Only a short bench though for them. I don't think that will affect Mark Jackson, the English head coach. Buriram really have got a fantastic record. They have won the league for the last 4 years on the trot. We are moments away from match day 5, and a game that really could see the winners sitting in a fine position in the East table of this AFC Champions League Elite group. Well, it's all about football now. Off we go with this matchday 5 match between Ulsan and Buriram United. Fairly harmless ball forward straight away. Troyak tries to feed it through. Buriram onto the football quite quickly. Got a little knock to the face, and it's going to be Peter Suljuk just holds things up. It's his brother Robert Sulzuk's gone down. Not too sure if that was just two bodies going in different directions, and a bony protuberance just catching him. Troyak is the man that is gone in there. Yeah, I just think it was just across the sternum and dropped the breastbone. Google. Just who settles the best here? Buriram will be mindful, almost playing a back three. Wasteful ball forward. Rosangray. Very, very becalmed, sat on his bench. I'm sure that will change. Chase up for the throw. Looking for Markal, loses out. Do some bit of work on this near side by Peter Sulch. Trying to get down the line. Excellent work by Chase up. And the ball has gone out of play on this near side, so it's going to be a throw. Always such a difficult first few moments in a game. Everybody trying to settle down. It's a long throw, dangerous throw across the front of his penalty area. And in the end, good work on the far side. Although Buriram forced on the back foot fairly quickly. Also conceding quite a bit of ground. They like to play it across the back line here, but it's a very, very deep line. Good just squares the ball at Koremansyuk. And then Manabitha up on his near side. Yeah, given away there by Buriram. They've got to be a little bit careful with this football. Just playing it forward, round the corner on this near side to Chinhun. Troyak makes the triangle. Eugene plays it back. It's rather controlled football, measured football here by Ulsan, which you'd expect. Chinhun with the square ball. Well, it's patient football from Ulsan. They'll know the measure of Buriram with that defeat in the group stages away from home. Nerves just starting to get the better of some of these sides out there. Who plays it all the way back to Neil Etheridge. Been a pretty solid performance between the sticks for Buriram, but as with any goalkeeper, it always looks glaringly like a mistake by the keeper when one gets swung across in front of him and bodies came in, and that goal was scored in the group games. Left flat-footed by a darting run that never touched the ball, and it just whipped across the front of him into the back of the net. He made a few blinding stops as well for Buriram. First game they defeated JDT, they actually fell behind, but 2 goals in the second half, and then a terrific save laid on by Neil Etheridge saw them home against Johor. Actually, Schillinder with the clattering challenge, I would say, on Pigeon. Quite content to play it across. Youngquan. That on this near side to stop on. Youngquan. He's got an option in front, but the pressure not really being produced too much. Robert Sorch is trying to get his forward there. Busoli, young Busoli, to do a bit of pressing as well. It's easy for the press to be beaten. Schindler gets a toe in. Ulsan around the corner. That break is on. Can he find the ball into the box? That's the question. Well, he's pulled it back, but it's rather tamely pulled back, and this time it is given away on the edge of the 18-yard box. So as you can see, I don't need to tell you, it's a little bit congested in that far corner. Mark pulled over this time. Yunsup got to plow a long furrow today. Markau try and get as much support as he can from Sijun Radlakava. Maybe your commentator just putting thoughts into your head here, but it's a very conservative approach so far been adopted by the home side. Going to have it back. Whether they feel that they can play deep in their own half and try and pull Buriram out, I don't know, but safe to say at the moment the space on the wide side, down on this near side, route chance here for stop. Thought it pretty quickly this time by Peter Sulch. One, it's back to the keeper. Short, but it's going to be Myung-Kwan. There's going to be chance for trying to find a forward ball, but you can see it's a big line of pink shirts across the back for Buriram, which means that you almost need a runner from midfield. Have they got a runner from midfield in the Ulsan side? That is the question. Troyak is definitely sort of a defensive midfielder. They'll be looking for the likes of Shin Hun, who wears the captain's armband to make a break through. If you go up and go flat and the line drops off, then you've got a real, what can I say, issue in trying to get the ball in behind. So it would be good if one of those forward players for Ulsan just came off a little bit and started to run a little deeper. Markau tried to come deep this time, but he's had it taken off his toes rather easily. Etheridge knocks the ball on. Markau's still down in the middle of the park. Again, I didn't see too much wrong with the challenge. It just looks like a little bit of an impact. Two studs on the boot that just catches the inside of the ankle. Not a lot of flesh on that, so you will feel it, but Markau was back on his feet. Good, plays it square. Bo tries to play it down the line, looking for Schindler, but it clears in and out of play on the far side. It's quite a nervy opening. We've had 10 minutes and the pace has been cautious in terms of maybe the measure and the pressure and the need for 3 points to continue their Champions League quest is a little bit of a heavy weight on the shoulders of the home side, and Buriram will be very happy just to accept conservative football in front of them. Sokmun gets himself caught this time. Good work there by Robert Source. He came across, he even took his time before addressing the situation. And that question for Sokmun is, did he have any options in front of him, or was he looking to retain possession instead of trying to play a forward pass? That was the question that was being posed at that point. Is making a run in the middle of the park towards him, but Sokmun is going to try and throw long. Marquardt is very, very close to him. It's all a little too easy at the moment for Buriram. Not on this time by Peter Sooks, but rings free. Under the park now, Hee-jun. Sokmun. Marco's first touch is a little bit off the body. Good hassling there. Guillaume Bissoli tries to go shoulder to shoulder with the giant Brazilian, but it's Troyak that tied us up. 1-1 down this near side. Real chance on the spin of Lecava, who gets his first touch in the game. Very technically gifted player, but has been pretty much on the outskirts of this game. What a beat across to Ko into the feet of Peter Sooks. Back to Ko Myung-suk. And again, one Ibiza tries to thread the eye of a needle. That may be a little dangerous. And maybe that is why we're not seeing too many forward passes at the moment, for fear of losing the ball in a dangerous position. Yun Kwan likes to see a lot of the football, playing to the right of a central pairing. Forward movement here by Ulsan. Tempered though, back to Kwan. Lecava. Again, Buriram very quickly to get close to the people that receive the football. Playing at centre half alongside White. Ball has gone out of play on the far side. Not too sure that he believed that decision. Kingsley Schindler throws it back to Ko Myung-suk. Rather deeply played back this time to Dougal on this near side. Playing the ball back this time, and there's a little bit of work to be done. Tied it up on this near side. Chayik puts the ball out of play. Stojkovic. Troyak puts a toe in. Going to be a throw again to Buriram. Just needs a little spark and fancy to ignite this. sort of going through the pleasantries. But again, Ulsan with a chance to come forward this time with Sok Mung Kwan, Troyak getting involved. Safely played though for Buriram, just in the later stages of the half of Ulsan's half. Shin Hun round the corner, Markau tries to lay it off. And the first signs of a through ball. Etheridge is there. He'll have to get it at the second attempt, and will do. Quickly bowled out to Kingsley Schindler. Schindler goes looking for Guillaume Bissoli, but that's rather too easy for Jayik to play all the way back to Jung In. Shin Hun opens his body out, finds a nice pass out to the right back, but solid pink ball in front of him means he goes back to Jayik, who goes square, as you can see, to one. Jung In back at one. Nicely swept out far side. And so is the right full back. You've seen a lot of football, but again, like most of the Ulsan players, finding a ball a little difficult to get. Lakava back to Stockholm. Also dominating possession, but apart from that little flash, it's been conservative football from Ulsan. Jayik to Mungwan. The side stop. Round the corner by Lakama, easily tied it up and played away. Good is good, but ball is turned over very quickly back to Ulsan. Shin Hun, Troyak, Jayik. Oh, in the corner back. That means So's gone nowhere. Schindler with an awkward ball back, but would have done quite nice with their change of play there. Dougal, wearing the 16, the captain's armband. Get the ball back, but the ball forward again is just given away possession. Mark Jackson will be slightly disappointed with working hard to get the ball. Lakava tries to get round the outside of Stojkovic. Just not really very careful with the football, Buriram at the moment. Defensive shape is very good. They're allowing Ulsan a lot of the football. There's also a point where you have to do something with the football yourself, and creativity when you're in a defensive mindset can sometimes get cast in stone in the mind. Only the really, really great sides have those changes of gear within matches. So back to Jung In, back at Mungwan. It's quite frustrating to see the, that's Jung Kwan there. Stuck it to his left and his right. He's gone back to his keeper. He's going back to Jung Kwan. So and that is a rather poor ball. Jayik could have to go all the way back. And he'll play it back to Jung In, and maybe a chance for Buriram to try and put a high press on, but it's a somewhat half-hearted one in the terms of your commentator. Korzic wasn't getting close enough. Chance now for Korzic to find Schindler. Schindler with a chance to put the ball in the box. ball out on this Dougal with a cross in. Good header away. And then a volley coming in by Peter Sush. There's almost a little bit of surprise in the eyes of Buriram when they got high up the field of play. Well, he struck it pretty well, but it was always going wide of the target. Never really put Jung in any sort of worries. Ready for those thoughts. Will he be happy? I think he'll be happy with the disciplined work so far. We slowly can't get that. Troyak with a toe away. Schindler heads it back from whence it came. Korzic tries to play the ball away. Finally around the corner by Tekin U. Seems like a real battle of wills out there at the moment. The days of freedom football in the early stages of the East Division of the AFC Champions League Elite group seem to have dissipated, and the 3 points with a tight table seem to be wearing or bearing like a heavy weight. Markau taken off the ball rather easy, but Buriram give it away once again. Troyak, what can he do? Can he find a pass that along things? Jayek out on the far side this time to Rinso. Well, there's a lot of endeavour there by Chin Hun, but again Schindler gets the play to go all the way back from Tekin Wu. Forward was looking for Tekin U, but Cohn was there with the header away. It's like two boxers carrying a heavyweight punch. Nobody wants to get too close. Markau with a shot that goes across the face of goal. Etheridge is up to have a word with his rear guard. It really is the definition of two sides that don't want to be tagged on the chin too early. Pretty much see the game plan for Buriram. They're going to keep it as tight as they possibly can as we go past the midway point of the first half. And they will take whatever opportunities come their way, which will possibly be a set piece the way they've set up so far. This game plan, though, from Mark Jackson can unravel like a little bit of string on a ball of string if they go a goal behind, because that's when everything has to change. And the sedate nature of this opening 24 minutes will have to be changed. Well, that was a little bit silly on this near side by Stojkovic. Lekava had done him, he pulled his shirt and he caught him with a flailing arm as well. Stojkovic got too close. Adam Neville had a kick and Lekava was away. Troyak, what can he find? Lekava, Myun Kwan looking for Lekava to run in behind. Stojkovic tracks him. Lekava gets it down. Can he find a quick feet to get him round Stojkovic, who sticks to him pretty closely? Stojkovic is back to the halfway line, and Myun Kwan further back to the keeper, Jung in. So Jayek Minso. Inside it goes this time to Hijun Markal. Hijun, chance on the right foot. Finds a shot in, bounced awkwardly there for Etheridge, who had to smother it as a second attempt. Horrible shots those for the keeper that just bounced about 2 or 3 feet in front. Well, at least we've seen an effort there with a bit of venom from Hijun. Maybe from the pupa will emerge the butterfly of the game. Takes a while, and then we watch it in its full glory. Let's hope this is the beginnings of Ulsan with their belief to take it to the visitors. Troyak near side. So Lakava, first touch, infield he goes. Loses out, good work in the middle by Doom. Played all the way back to his keeper. Thumb on by Etheridge. Shinhun, Myun Kwan, Jaik, Minso, Royak again, Markal with the ball across field, which Lakava will retreat. Markal again, lovely flick, real chance here, driving forward. Etheridge with the save, fine shot this time by Shinhun. What was I just finding? I was saying that the butterfly emerges. Fine save this time by Etheridge away. Just good run by Shinhun. Markal couldn't deal with the header as it came back. Signs that Ulsan and their patient football philosophy will find a way through the massed ranks of the Buriram back 10. Jaik. Got a lot of options. Plays it back up on the far side to Minso. And Kwan comes forward. Sort of diagonal, rather tamely into an area more than at a player. Troyak tries to feed it through. And Ko finds Schindler down the line. Again, the ball given away too quickly by Buriram. Into the industrial Shinhun. Ball forward towards him, so there should be space here. And Minso to play the ball through. Played forward this time by Robert Sult, but Guillaume Bissoli won't get that. Where's the 7, Guillaume Bissoli, and he already cuts a little bit of a forlorn figure, the man that's playing through the middle up front. Jaik now. Half an hour gone. A couple of probes from Ulsan. Dealt with by the keeper Etheridge, and goal for Buriram. Little lack of quality. Troyak. If you listen to my commentates, commentating, you possibly hear me say about I look for a band leader, a choir master, a string puller, a quarterback. Just looking for that quarterback in both of these sides at the moment. As Kingsley Swindler has gone down, by the looks of that, an arm across the lower part of the neck. Not really saw too much there, but Tekunu was the man that was trying to win the ball back. Well, Captain Dougal just having a word with our referee today, Ahmad Al-Ali. Chance for a free kick to be dropped into the Buriram penalty area. So it's just been pulled back so that he's far enough back. He's wandered back as the referees look the other way. Schindler with the clearance. Young Kwan lofts it back towards Etheridge's penalty area. Good, brings the ball away. Gordon Kauzic. With a power back pass, it's put them in a bit of trouble. Lukava picks up the pieces here. Stojkovic is trying to stop him. Lukava trying to find Markau. Excellent work. This time tidying up by Buriram, although almost plays the ball out. Sulj with the header. Bissoli's just taken off the football rather easy there. When I used to play football, the question used to be shouted at you then was, would you like to get on the weights? Near side. Lukava. Scurrying a long way back to his own penalty area, but always given an opportunity there. Jayek. It's tentative at best. I think nerves are really quite prevalent in both sides here. Nobody wants to be at fault. Starting run this time by Hee-jun. Again, the final end product is a harmless ball that Etheridge can take safely in his penalty area. Kalzic, Cole, and he gets a touch, Bissoli. Ferdinand's trying to try and play football across the back line. Good. Back to Ibiza and then lifted forward, but again it's a ball to nothing. Troyak tidies up. Nice little header down by Jayek. And played on the far side, that Minso. Troyak up to the feet of Markau. Tries to turn it round the corner, but it's picked up rather easy. In the middle of the park. Ken Dougal, captain's armband. Receiving it now. Good, round the corner. Lovely little flip by Stojkovic. Picks up this time Robert Source, but it's worked backwards by Buriram across their back line. Wanavitha across on this near side to Curtis Good. Shock. Looking a long ball, looking for the running behind there of Schindler. They've got a chance here. Bisoli. Schindler's in behind. Will the flag go up? Good shot off the inside of the post and into the back of the net, but the flag goes up. Kingsley Schindler. It looked as though it was a tight call. But there you are, have it in a nutshell. The pressure that is sat on this game. Ian Bisoli, yeah, just drifted through there. Kingsley Schindler got it across the face of the goal. Young In saw it coming off the inside of his right post, but I don't think VAR really need to get their technical drawing kits out to see that that was offside or onside. Schindler had just gone a wee bit too early. Yukwan. Ijayik. Taking Ubers back, and Ulsan's deliberate movement of the ball from the back to really pay dividends, and I do think that it's playing a little bit into the hands of Buriram, because they're quite happy to see the ball played across in front of them. Stojkovic wants people to move in front of him. The referee has decided that he's pinched enough of the lush green turf here at the Ulsan Unsu Stadium. Throws it back and it's turned into good. Etheridge gets the crowd on their toes. Kozic. Troyak dispossesses, plays the ball forward. Marco with the first time layoff. A little bit of a loose touch this time, going through by Chinhun. Etheridge wants to roll the ball out, but Marco's saying, well, I'm here, take the risk if you wish. Myung-suk. Bisoli with the clip round the corner. Chayek stepped into the fold. Bisoli. Schindler. Drives the ball in field. That's a really good read there by Mungkwan. A bit of work on this near side, just 12 point there then. Peter Sulzo. Ulsan have come and now drive forward. Stojkovic back here a little bit blindly done there by Chai Suk-un. Buriram coupled with a couple of well-known sides. Borussia Dortmund, and of course Leicester City, through their connections. That won't please Curtis Good, that header away, put under a bit of pressure. Looking at the games in the group so far, matchday 1 they fell behind, Ulsan did, and came through to win it in the 95th minute, a really late goal by Hayul. Then they drew 1-1 away. Gustafsson getting the goal in a 1-1 draw with Shenhua. And I was on the premises for their 1-0 victory over Hiroshima at home. Min Hyuk with a goal after just 12 minutes. Chance here now for Stojkovic to play it out to Good, and Good's crossing is very close to the keeper, so close that he caught it without nobody being around him in a pink shirt. Whistle Kobe. Big question mark for the Ulsan fans was in the group so far they tend to play this style of football, and then if they fall a goal behind it, they tend to come out of their shell. Fans will be saying, why do we have to wait to go a goal behind for us to try and get our noses in front? Why can't we start the way that we go when we've fallen behind? Every supporter in the land of any footballing country will say exactly the same, but they do play on a very conservative way here. Looking for the carver over the top. Etheridge is out smartly. Peter Sulj looking for Bisoli. Kwan with the header down. Troyak back on his near side to Sok-un. You can hear the urgency of the officials on the touchline for both sides, and approach the end of the 42nd minute. Shai Sok-un. Lekava tries to get away from Stojkovic, gets away from Stojkovic and Lekava again. Got loads of pink shirts around him. Very much as Korsic plays it back to Wanavita. Just the defensive capabilities of Buriram. They swarm all over anybody that has the audacity to try and break forward for Ulsan. Dougal. PJ plays it back to Jung-in. That's a loose one. Schindler's going to get it. Good opportunities in here. Little step over. Not too sure there if Peter Sulj didn't realise or thought he might have been offside. Cut out by Schindler, who's completely on his toes. And Robert and Peter Sulj just literally not on the same wavelength with each other. Kingsley Schindler now with a throw. Headed on by Robert Sulj. Kwan gets across with a header out, and a rather large smile there from Peter Sulj, just sort of saying, I've got to try and ask for something when I've headed it straight out of play. Wouldn't be football if I didn't. Myung Kwan to Jung In, out to Troyer, back to Myung Kwan. Marco around the corner. Decent work this time by Good. Just scoops it up towards Bisoli. Gets enough on it, but not a pink shirt there to profit from it. Marco trying to run in behind. Lekava's onto the ball, edge of the box. Moving too fast and trying to change directions too quick. Lost its footing. Dougal forgets almost to take the ball with him there. Heejun's all over him like a rash. Bisoli inside. And this time the foul comes on Peter Sulj. Well, we're approaching the end of the first 45. And it's been, at best, cagey. The referee, Ahmad Al-Ali, has pretty much had a trouble-free evening. Nothing major for him to deal with. And he's kept control of a very good tight contest. Just a minute to be added on at the end of the 45. BJ back to Jung in, and that's Myung Kwan. This side, Choi Sok-un driving forward. Lagava is there to be a sting late in the game here at the end of the tail. Lagava puts it back. Choi Sok-un not too comfortable going inside on his left boot, but manages to roll it back to Myung Kwan to EJ. So the referee just has a little look at his wristwatch. Ball driven forward. Referee says that's enough, and it's been cagey, it's been tentative, it's been a nerve-wracked opening 45 between two sides that know that this game has got a lot riding on it. But here on match day 5 in the East group of the AFC Champions League Elite, at the break here at the Ulsan Munsu Stadium, it is Ulsan 0, Buriram United 0. Hello and welcome back to match day 5 in the East AFC Champions League Elite, where Ulsan and Buriram United have played out a goalless first half, and it's been a pretty priceless first half as well, if we can be totally honest about the grand scheme of things. Both sides seem to be pretty much cautious about what could happen should either side actually end up being defeated here today. 3 points for either of these two would see them move a long way up the table. Could take the top spot depending on how results go. In the second half, Buriram will, as you can see, be defending the goal away to the left hand side. Just to run through, Etheridge in goal. It's a back three of Good, Wanabitha and Ko Myung-suk for Buriram. Then it's Schindler and Stojkovic as wing backs, with Kuzic and Dougal in the middle. Then it's Robert and Peter Sulj just in behind Guillaume Basoli at the top of the park for Buriram United. In goal for Ulsan, Jung In, and then it's a back three of Myun Kwan, Troyak and Jaik, with Park Min So, Kim Min Hook, Chin Hun and Sok Eun making a quartet across the middle of the park, with Lakava and Sijun either side of Markau at the top of the park. Referees today all from Kuwait, and that is the man with the whistle blowing it shrilly, Ahmad Al-Ali, assisted by Abdul Hamidi, Al-Nazi and Ahmad Abbas. Fourth official and boardman is Amar Ashkawani, and Bonnet Taman is Abdullah Arab. We'll see what the two coaches have managed to sprinkle on their sides at the start of this second half. Chayek with the long ball forward, easily held away by Peter Sulj. There's going to be a variant in the way that Ulsan approach the game. Jayik carries the ball up towards the halfway line, as you can see. Park Min So. Nice little touchdown. Tag in Fu. Tries to drive forward. Schindler the man with the block. Schindler the man who gets fouled. Have a little grapple with the shirt. Etheridge, who slowly brings it down and finds his intended target. Troyak loses out. Chance here now for Peter Sulj. Goes down under the challenge from Troyak. Free kick given away. The game plans have been tweaked from the first 45, that's the question. Mark Jackson, when I looked at the primary concerns or positions of his side, looked to me as though a point would be a very good result for them today. Lifted in by Peter Sulj, followed across the face of goal, but cleared nicely by Ulsan. Bit of pace on the far side as well. So, a little layoff. Chances are that they get thwarted. One thing I can say about Buriram is they are very, very tenacious. And when they haven't got the football, they do work so well as a unit. Ko with the header away, Troyak near side finds Minso. Round the corner by Markau. Long challenge on the edge of the box there. Heejun thought he was fouled. Ulsan in possession. Just kicking it away, good with the side down. Komian shot. Gordon Kalsic near side to Schindler. Schindler lifts it down the channel, looking for the run of Guillaume Gasoli. So gets it to Troyak. Into the middle of the park it goes this time to Hijun and back to Myung Kwan. Stockholm comes forward, but again is thwarted with the mass ranks of the Buriram United players dropping behind the ball. Mark Cowell comes off. That's a little ball round the corner. That's rather nice as well. Picks up Shin Hun. Shin Hun out on his near side. Pak Min So. Shin Hun wants it down the line. Gets it again. Shin Hun with a cross in. Decent defensive header away. Mark Cowell wins it back and fires a shot. Just puts it over the top of the crossbar. Again, a little bit of purpose about the Ulsan start to the second period. Just caught on a follow-through. Good to Dougal. Dougal back to Rita. Bowman Suk around the corner to Kingsley Schindler, who loses out. Tekin U comes forward. Can he find the ball in the box? He can't. Etheridge will smother it though. Time and space there. Tekin U. But he really didn't find a decent ball to trouble Markau too close to Etheridge. Sok-un driving forward now. Can he get the ball into the penalty area? Well, what he has done, referee and referee's assistant, Lacava was a man that trotted forward, and it looks like we've got our first corner of the match. Here in the 51st minute. Ulsan to test out the set-piece deliveries. Just wants a few words. Kalsic. Little two hands on there with Tekunu. Corner to be swung in. It's a decent one in. And off the crossbar out of nowhere from Markau. Looks a little forlorn there. Well, he's done incredibly well to get away from the rather heavy clutches there of Komun Suk. And he's just got it up and onto the crossbar. Keeper was well beaten there, Etheridge. Given, but rather a dangerous philosophy there by Wanabitha to carry the ball out. Kenneth Dougal. But Wanabitha. Good is good, all the way back to Etheridge. Etheridge back to Wanabitha, and there's a heavy press here from Ulsan, trying to trap Buriram inside their own 18-yard box. Peter Source, laid off by Robert Source. Stojkovic tries to put it through the centre. That's an excellent stop there by Myung Kwan. Near side, Hijun. Again, it's a Real battle royal for every ball here. Fight for their lives, but Soli loses out this time. Jayek's going to go onto the back there of Goran Kalsic. No foul, says the referee. 50 of one and 50 of another. Who is going to be the first coach to shuffle his pack? Jayek's going to have a word in his ear for kicking the ball away. With this free kick. Going in, wants to organise his troops in front of him for Ulsan. Said earlier on that I think a set piece for Buriram could be a way forward. Source to deliver, it's a deep one, hangs it out round the back, headed across the face of goal. Soli was the man that got there. Sojkovic loses it to Troyak. Troyak's then fouled on the line for it. Buriram showing that keep it tight, right round the back. Soli with the header across the face of goal. Found a bit of space back there. Kwan is the man that cleared his lines. Bounce evading everybody. Minsyuk was the man that played it forward. Dougal. Go. Laid off this time by Kulzic. Sulj. Forward go for Goran Kulzic again. Kulzic. Lovely ball to Misoli, back heel, bit blind. Kalsic tries to get on it, but Troyak tied us up. Just a little bit more about the second half than we had in the first half. Very quick to great play on there as the ball bounced off of Shinhun Park. So Sorkun goes forward, but the ball's been given away. Shinhun. Lakava, really on the periphery, steps past his man easily. Reasonable looking ball into the box and headed away by Kingsley Schindler. Will the tension be ramped up as we move towards the last half an hour? Second corner. But again for Ulsan. To put this under the crossbar of Etheridge. Not short, Lakava back there, Hee-jun. And so puts it in! Oh, and Myung-hwan, if anything was going to come from anybody today. Myung-hwan with the header. Etheridge took it safely to his left-hand side, but just as that tantalising cross that up, he thought here was the opening goal of the game. Lovely flick. Minso coming forward. Gets it back on his near side. Hee-jun, Minso with a cross in. Buriram having to fight now. It's going to be another corner. Really was a fine header. Just adjacent to the penalty spot. Myung-hwan got up. Etheridge had a stretch. In fairness, it was curling away from him as well. Making short again. Hee-jun straight into the hands of Neil Etheridge. Temperature and the noise inside the stadium just drops a tad. Good square ball to Myung-Seok. One Ibiza. You can hear the overload already being shouted there. Peter Sulj back to Ibiza. Cross to Etheridge. Etheridge almost caught in possession. Ball forward didn't cause enough trouble. Buriram happy to just take any sting out of the game at the moment. It's been a fairly bright opening from Ulsan in this starting period of the second half. Their tempo seems to be a lot brighter than their first half tempo. Yoon Bisoli tries to get in behind, possibly my player of the match so far is that man in your picture, Myung Kwan. Very good at the back, exceptional at the back, and has had a header on target as well. Stojkovic to throw it into the penalty area of Ulsan. Throwing back to Kurt is good. Good inside to Peter Sulj. Back to Stojkovic, he tries to play it in. Song gets the ball away. And then it's Shin-Hun to Lakava. Lakava draws the ball and gets it played out. 60 minutes on the clock, half an hour of regulation time to play. That man in your picture there, Mark Jackson, now believes it's nothing more than a 30-minute football match. What's happened is done and dusted. He's got 30 minutes to try and fashion an away victory. But you fancy his options throughout the game are slightly better. Robert Sulj. Kalzic back to Peter Sulj. Dougal. Back to it. Good is good. Stojkovic inside to Peter Sulj. Give and go with Dougal. Buriram will be very happy to have the ball at their feet. They can then dictate the way the game played, the tempo of the game. Kalzic. Bit of time and space. Goran Kalzic forward, little layup by Robert Sulj. Back he goes again from good to Kalzic. Peter Sulj around the corner finds his namesake Robert Sulj, and again it's easily played by Buriram. What they're doing here is just trying to draw the sting out of the Ulsan bright opening of the second half. Curtis Good tries to play it in. Stojkovic back to goal. Cross is going to be whipped in. Too close to the keeper there. Moon Young-in could take that all day long and in his sleep. Paint through in each group. Doesn't mean there's a great deal of jeopardy, but you would have to say that you would like it confirmed a little bit quicker than dragging it out to the last game. I know I would if I was playing for either of these two sides. Markam gets the ball down. Hooked forward this time by Hee-jun, but Ko Min-seok gets the ball away. Kalzic heads the ball forward. Robert Sulj plays it to Stojkovic. Stojkovic runs in to the player in front of him, who is Sok-eun. Markau can't deal with it. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Kalzic. Peter Sulj. Kalzic. Well, retention of the ball all of a sudden from Buriram seems to be a prerogative. I'm not too worried about whereabouts on the field of play it is, as long as it's rolled into the instep of a pink sock and boot. Buriram will be mightily happy. Robert Sorge back again. Peter Sorge, that's a bit loose. Lacava gets onto the loose ball. Tries to play it through. Good break off this near side. It just runs away. Sorge brothers combine. Peter Sorge, that's good, it's good. Stojkovic gives the ball away, but Buriram retain possession on the halfway line. Kenny Dougal gets it out on his near side to go. Schindler back inside to Dougal. Dougal's had a bit of space for Peter Sorge. Little layup by Basoli. Basoli's in on a 1-2. Basoli has a real chance to make it count. And Guillaume Basoli saw the red mist drop down and he smited it with all his might. Buriram with a nice bit of play. Robert Sorge to lay off, and oh my word, Guillaume Basoli will not want to see that again. Everything's good. This is good. That's not so good. Good first touch. He sets it up. Right foot, he has a look. And it's drilled over the top of the crossbar. Can I be kind to him and say that Guillaume Basoli had a bobble? I don't know, but it certainly did look as though it popped up as he struck the ball. Didn't look very pretty for the awaiting televisual cameras, let's put it that way. But Buriram then, if they're going to play with this stoic nature of trying to take an opportunity and create maybe limited opportunities while making sure everything's tightly locked up at the back. The presence is that they then have to make sure that their strike rate is 1 from 1. And that's their first and only best chance of the game, which has been spurned. They've worked hard to get that one. Break on here. Goran Kalzic, Stojkovic with the overlap. Could be the first corner this time. Coming for the way of Buriram. 66 minutes has almost elapsed, and it's just those little glimmers, those little green shoots of football that pop through in a cagey game. Buriram would be a very tough nut to crack, you think, if they were to take the lead. Decent ball in. Marcal's off. Oh, into the back post. Curtis Good saw it. Well, he's gone square. Ball's back in again. Ulsan's time to look a little bit under the weather at the back. Good can't get there. There's a break on here. Marcal's not going to get there. And Mincio's not going to get that. Etheridge will gather. First set piece, Ulsan had to defend, and in fairness, they didn't look too comfortable with it. Dougal, the captain, Goran Kalzic. Looking at Ulsan and just wondering if a little bit of tiredness in the legs at the moment. Dougal just rolls it back, and Abitha plays it back out on the far side to Curtis Good. Stojkovic being asked to go over and have a chat with our referee. Just a little coming together regarding the ownership of the football. Well, we're over the halfway point of the second half. We're into the final quarter of the match. Jade with a header away. Bit of pace and spin here. Now it drives on. It's all his own work, Lacava. Why not have a shot at the end of it? Just a little over 20 minutes of regulation time to play. Kalzic with the chest down. Peter Sulj. Good. Into Dougal. Dougal. You can read a lot into the game here, and Dougal's just taking his time with the football. He's making sure it's a safe pass every time. Very much it seems to be the mantra in this game for Mark Jackson's side, just to make sure they've got something when the final whistle's blown tonight. One will be fine, three will be brilliant, zero's not to even be complained about. Certainly he's had the best chance of the game, in fairness. Just moments ago, fired over the bar. Chase thought, that's a ball near side for Minso. So with the ball in towards Marco. Easy header away by Curtis Good. Well, but Sulj gets it back to Peter Sulj. Makes a nice pass there to Dougal. Dougal finds Kalzic. Stojkovic back. If you notice, they're a little bit more precious with the football in terms of making sure that their pass is kept safe and the ball is retained at their feet, and if something pops out of the woodwork in the meantime, they'll try and take it. But long Sulj to Peter Sulj. Kalzic back. Suk is getting the ball forward. It's going to be a change we can see down beneath us. And it looks to me as though Super Muyenta is about to come on for scored in one of the earlier group games. So, bundled to the floor. I think that's going to be changed here. Paul. Yeah. And being removed from the field of play. Guillaume Bissoli makes way. Then on comes Subana. Rui and around about 18 minutes to, and whatever time's going to be added on at the end of the 90 to make his mark. Young in. Again, looks forward and ends up going square. There's a lot of waiting to see if the ball is going to come. That makes sense. Schindler with the collapsing Hee-Jun in front of him. free kicks in the range of penalty area on either side now. That's a real must now. Don't give yourself any chance to be put under pressure in your own 18-yard box. Gives it out towards Troyak. Good clearing header. Midfield gets it out to Sufanat. Solj gets it forward. Schindler will go forward, but this time Sufanat Muyenta is offside. Well, actually, when that ball's played, I think he's just inside his own half. And the referee sees Buriram start the game up again. Goran Kalzic, Stojkovic, got to find the right ball in. Bit of hidden hope there you fancy from Stojkovic. Kwan got the ball away, but Shin-Hun didn't get it very far away. Solj gives the ball away. Troyak loses out. It's a little bit messy at the moment, but Kwan does well and goes back to Jung In. Jai makes the angle and Ulsan try and pull the ball forward. Ko Min-seok gets a lovely ball down to Peter Solj. Schindler tries to get it through. Sufanat plays it forward. Buriram just starting to sense that this is the time where they need to raise their game to try and find that all-important price has gone. Shin-Hun. Lakava. Sok. Min-Hun goes up, Markau back to goal. Can he spin and get the shot off? No, he collapses under pressure from the centre half, Wanabitha. Just sense a little bit of a groundswell going the way of Buriram, as though they have now been told, right, we're in the final 15 minutes. The game plan was to get here with something to hang our hats on, including a point. Ulsan may tie up. Let's see if we can probe a little now. Goran Kalzic. Now to Curtis Good. Kalzic again. They're trying to stretch the field of play, but a lot of options but to go backwards. Very much safe side passing for Buriram. They're not going to give this ball away cheaply. Ko ends up just drifting it forward. I suppose that puts me back in my box really, because as soon as they are playing the ball forward, the possession is lost. Decent work by Dougal. Dougal finds Good. Dougal left that bit of Salisbury. Soften got this put in. One side will be happy if this remains as it is. I'll give you a clue. I'm not sure they're playing in blue. Well, with Solj inside to Dougal. That ball was almost cut out there by the flailing leg of Lagava, but Buriram come forward with the ball at the feet of Peter Solj. Good pressing by Ulsan. Etheridge gets a long pass back. That is the man that they try to get to, but Jayek with a header away. Second Wu helps it round the corner, but Markel went over. Robert back to Kauzic. Buriram would be very, very happy just to flatten any atmosphere that's going to be generated. And the other first change. Ulsan is on. And Lacava goes off. Lacava, a very instrumental player, but been very much on the periphery with just a little over 10 minutes to go. Juan Fernandez, a black goal. We'll now have Sungum to deal with when he comes on. Strange one that was. Buenavista just tried to see what the issue was, but he signaled quite quickly there, didn't he? Didn't seem to be any impact on it with Marcal. Back to Coe. Dougal sits in the middle of a three there, plays it up to the halfway line, gives the ball away. Jayek with the ball forward, brought down by Peter Sulj, who tries to get away from Troyak. Troyak's battling hard. Sifanat to Robert Sulj. Aside from Thailand, in the shape of Buriram United. Seem to be managing this game a little better than the home side. It's just an observation. Kom Yun Suk up. Sifanat with the hook over his head. Wasn't the clearest bit of defensive work by Min So. Turkin U. Right in the corner, Troyak. First time layoff. Tries to find Sungbum. Drilled across field by Heejun. The break is on for Ulsan. Sok-un has a dart, and why not? Just a tip for you though. Don't look over at the bench when you have that shot and it goes over the top of the crossbar. If it's nestling in the top corner, you can do. Well, there's another change. It looks as though Juan Blanco has gone off and he's replaced by Tirihan Owen Matan. Troyak has got a yellow card earlier on the piece as well. Troyak near side. Heejun. It in. Let's see where that alteration has gone. It looks like Dougal's dropped into a back three. Ulsan trying to get something going here. Marco shows too much. Sulj gets it forward. Sifanat. Kauzic out on the far side. Stojkovic just keeps it in play. Markov's down there. Robert Sulj inadvertently pass it to Myung Suk. Schindler goes on a run down this near side, but that's easily tidied up by the cover in So any fancy for the forward. Hayul is an obvious replacement. Hayul is about to come off. Young is about to come on, as is Tung. Well, they've only got 5 minutes to try and make the difference. Schindler with his throw. It's the ball in. Troyak with the header away. Go with the header back. Bit of a break on this near side now. Hayul trying to break forward. Excellent defensive work. Ultimately coming across there by Curtis Good. Has anybody done enough to find that 3 points that could mean so much difference? Troyak. Maybe didn't put it out there when he first thought of it. Sok-un comes forward. Inside, chance here for the cross of Lee Chong-young. Headed away by Stojkovic, helped away by Kauzic. Troyak. Ulsan will want to try and get their 3rd win at home, but they've left it late in a few games already this season, so it really won't be until the referee decides that enough is enough that we will keep playing. You'll beat to the ball rather easily. Goran Kauzic. It's a certain measured approach to the way that Buriram retain the ball. Tiri Hanwun-Matan got to do well here. He's lost it in a dangerous place, then brings his man down. Substitute's going to get himself a yellow card. Gamely, but I think it was that last little lunge on Sumbu that earned him the yellow card. Good break, clever with the football. Deep ball in, oh, and Etheridge with the save. Etheridge with the save, Hayul with the header. And such is the one. Etheridge made a fine save in an earlier group game, and this time again he's there. Made a couple of saves now, fingertips over the top of the crossbar. Corner whipped in. Massive header away by Supanat, who chased his own header out. Tekinu. So Ulsan find that little bit of something, that little bit of magic. Chong-young plays it forward, Schindler with a header away. Jayik. Kwan back to his keeper, Jung in. Time is definitely running out, and I don't think there'll be a busting amount put on the end of this game. Troyak. Young Kwan. Without doubt, Etheridge, the Buriram keeper, has been the busier. But he's never really been stretched beyond the realms of super saves, routine saves, I would say. Hayul with the ball on, headed away. Peter Sulj caught by Troyak, who's on a yellow card. Into the 90th minute we go. In a game that's had limited chances. Possibly the best one for Buriram came from Guillaume Bissoli. He played a lovely one-two around the Ulsan defence midway through the second half, but blazed it high over the bar. As I say, Neil Etheridge has been the busier keeper. He made a couple of good saves. Yoon Kwan and Hayul. But it's been a chess match of a game. It's going to be a minimum of 3 minutes to be added on at the end. Abdullah Arab on VAR will be packing up his pens and pencils at the moment. Amar Ashkawani, the man that flashed the ball brightly. Now is there a sting in the tail? Crossfield ball is wayward. Dribble forward. Robert Sulj. Kalsic tries to play it forward. Yeah, he puts the ball down the channel, looking for the runner Schindler, but Tekin gets it back, and Jayek puts a long ball forward. Hayul puts a bit of pressure on, but it's not a good clearing header. Troyak. Excellent defensive work there by Trihamun Watan. Chance now, Ulsan. Tefimu was the man that was tasked to get that. Kalsic back to Kingsley Schindler. Schindler puts a long ball forward. Supernat's beaten in the air. A little bit of urgency now, driving forward. Sungbum. And then So. Sungbum. Slipped it in this time. And then So and cleared. Still on his heels there somewhat. Troyak a long way forward, but now the flag and the arms correspond for an offside onside. Etheridge will come out to take this. We're into the third of a minimum of 3 minutes to be added on here in the Ulsan Munsu Stadium. I have to say that Buriram, for me, had set their stall out on a point, and if they could pinch through, that was the game plan. And they've stuck to it pretty rigidly. Ulsan have maybe had the weight of the world on their shoulders today. They played very conservatively for long spells. But when they have found a chance to get a forehead to the football, they found Etheridge equal to their efforts. Oh, laid on the piece. I thought that was a corner there. The referee says that's enough here. In a game that was attritional, in a game that was very much like a chess match, the conservative football play of Ulsan was a little too conservative, a little too tepid at time. Buriram came with a game plan and they stuck to it manfully. They're hoping that they could find the opportunity. Best chance of the match, Guillaume Bissoli put it over the top of the crossbar, and everything that went towards the goal of Neil Etheridge was indeed saved by the keeper. It was chanceless, really, to a large proportion. But the two sides share the spoils here in the Ulsan Munsu Stadium. As it's finished, Ulsan 0, Buriram United 0.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.